Hi, today I'm going to start a series on different topics, and the first topic which I have chosen is art. So I will start with this, and today will be the first lecture you can say is on art. So I'm going to tell something about that what is an art, or you can say the definition of an art. So the activity or skill of producing things such as paintings, design, dancing, etc. is called an art. It means activity or a skill. Second definition would be the making of objects, images, music, etc. that are beautiful or that express feelings. Third definition, a skill acquired by experience, study, or observation. For example, the art of making friends. Fourth, a branch of learning. Fifth, an occupation requiring knowledge or skill, that is the art of organ building, for example. Okay. Next is the conscious use of skill and creative imagination, especially in the production of aesthetic objects, that is the art of painting landscapes. Next definition is art consists of painting, sculpture, and other pictures or objects which are created for people to look at and admire or think deeply. Up to this, we have learned that art is an activity or a skill. Second, it is the making of objects like images and the music, etc. It is acquired by experience. It is a branch of learning. It is an occupation. It can be a doctor, etc. Or you can say it is a conscious use of skill and creative. Okay, so this is what we call an art. Let's see what more in this. At a university or college, how would you say that what an art is? At a university or college, arts are subjects such as history, literature, languages in contrast to scientific subjects. For example, arts and social science graduates the faculty of arts. Okay, I think you got an idea that at a university or college, arts are subjects like history, literature, and there are many like the home science. This is these are what? These are also a part of a art. Art is used in the names of theaters or cinema, which show plays or films that are intended to make the audience think deeply about the content and not simply to entertain them. Okay, so what we see in the theater or cinema or in a drama, all these are the part of it art. All these are art by which we are getting the content and understanding that what is going happen in our surroundings. If you describe an activity as an art, you mean that it requires skill and that people learn to do it by instinct or experience rather than by learning facts or rule. Okay, so what does it mean? That it requires skill. For an art, you must that for an art also requires a skill that people learn to do it by instinct or experience instinct, or you can say by your intuition. For example, fishing is an art. Okay. Next one is the creation of works of beauty is called art. Okay. Now I'm going to take certain example like journalism is an art. Like you have seen the newspaper, the many articles and columns are there. Then what is that? Then what this is that is example of an art because journalism is also an art. The method, facility or knack. Okay, for example, the art of threading a needle. Okay, some you know very well that how to insert a thread into a needle. That is also an art. The art of writing letters. It is also an art. Writing letters, writing stories, writing anything, writing journal, writing in fact writing a simple statement, a single statement or single word. That is also an art. How you write, and how you are using your calligraphy skill into that. The system of rules or principle governing a particular human activity, the art of government. Yes, this is also an art, like how our government rules, that how our government runs a country or a state or a district. Okay, that is a province. Okay, so what are these? This is the art of the government. Glancing is an art by which we express our emotions, feelings. Architecture is also an art. The house in which you are living, that is also based on architecture. Then where would be a bedroom? The how many bedrooms will be there? A master bedroom will be there, and the one guest room will be there. A kitchen will be there. So these are what? These are the part of architecture. Any branch of learning, like the art of baking, in fact cooking, etc., the art of selling, that is also called an art. Communication is an art, definitely, that if you are communicating in a proper manner, so that a person can also, so that person can think, so that person can imbibe what, can understand that what a person wants to say. That is also an art. Again, the conversation is an art. Definitely, if you are if you are talking to someone else and talking to someone else, then that is what, that is also a art. Okay, a branch of learning like fine arts, humanities, or music, philosophy, or literature. And the last one is the trickery. Cunning is an art. Obviously, that while communicating to someone else, that if you use certain tricks to modify the perception of different person. Okay, or you can say the bargaining also is an art. So as I can say that physics is everything, in the same way the art is everything. So I want to sum up all these things that what we have studied right now. So first one is that what is an art? I will click only the glimpse of my lecture, that it is an activity or a skill to produce a thing. The making of objects is an art. It is acquired by experience. It is a branch of learning. It is an occupation. Okay, and it is a work of beauty. And of course, the cunning is an art. And what are the examples of art? Like journalism and art, method of facility, like the art of tracking an eagle, or art of writing letters is an art. Okay, fashion designing is an art. Okay, then how you dress up, and in fact when you dress up yourself in front of a mirror, that is also also an art. Then how you then how you comb your hair, how what kind of hairstyle you use. Then you think about that, in fact thinking that what kind of hairstyle I will use, that is also an art. And how you apply it, that is also an art. Okay, an art of government, dancing is an art. Architecture is an art. Okay, the art of baking, cooking, the art of selling, the art of bargaining, communication, conversation. And the last one is the trickery and the cunning is an art. So hope you understood all the concept of art, the concept of art. In the next lecture I will explain the codes of an art, the codes related to art. The various philosophers have given various codes related to art. And then I will explain about the kinds of art and lots of stuff that is related to it. Okay, thank you.